I think something that I have a hard time still swallowing is that reality sometimes sucks and we just have to deal with it. That's what it is. And I know that a lot of people are super okay with acceptance. They just go with the flow, whatever will be, will be. And I'm happy for them. In fact, I sometimes envy them because I root to be like them. I want to be like them. And what prompted me to record this was an incident that happened last night. And it's nothing special or out of the ordinary, but I felt like talking about it because I was just compelled to do so. It just felt right. My point is that I usually go to the store to get my Coke Zero because I love Coke Zero. It has helped me in my fat loss journey. I've lost over 18 kilos because of it, because it kind of like curbs my appetite, and it is what it is. I just love the taste and it has 0 calories. It's not really harming anyone. And I know that there are so many studies on it. Some people say it's harmful, some people say it's not. I don't care. I never cared about it. Even though I know that, my mom, I know she's not watching this, but she always used to say that don't drink all that shit because it's not good for your health. And I somewhat agree. I do agree. But at the same time, I don't, because it helps me. And it's sort of like a very, I would say, a willing addiction. Actually, no, it's not an addiction. I can easily live without it. I might feel uncomfortable, but that's not what the video is about. My point is, I go to a store to get Coke Zero almost every single day or every 2 days. And I know, why am I spending that much money on a can of Coke? Because I love going to that place. The vibes are awesome. It makes me feel at home. I like being around that area. I like sipping on my Coke Zero while talking to my friend slash roommate. It's a good place to be. It's just a good feeling for those 15-20 minutes that were there. And the thing is that the shopkeepers or the people, the guys that work there, know me. Not by name, but they know who I am. They know of me because they see me, right? I see them as well. They know I'm a regular. I go there quite often. I get the same shit. I either get a chai or a Coke. That's what it mostly is, 5 out of 7 days. And today, one of them just kind of asked me that, do you drink Coke every single day? And something really triggered me. I don't know if it was his tone or the way he looked at me. And I just stood there and I was like, yeah. And I walked away. I just went to my friend and I told her the entire incident. And she was like, yeah, well, you shouldn't drink it every single day. But like, again, you're allowed to feel bad. And from that point on, for the 15-20 minutes that we were there, I don't know why were we there, but we were there, I felt super off, super embarrassed. I was feeling extremely cringy even standing there because I could feel their eyes on me, even though they might have not even thought of what I was thinking of. And instantly, like, I felt super, super low. Like, my mood was here when I entered the shop and it just declined like that. It was like a landslide, it was like a downhill, downward slope. And I did not feel good about it. I felt awful. I was trying to reason with it, I was trying to make sense of it. And I came back home. I expressed this to my roommate. She heard me, of course, but like, what advice could possibly someone offer when you feel like this? And I realized that, first of all, I'm allowed to feel bad. If it hurts, it hurts. You can't really do anything about it. And secondly, I don't have to make sense of it. Because what I normally do is that after the incident, 20-30 minutes after it, when we came back home, I started thinking of savage comebacks that, oh, I could have said this, I could have said that. But I didn't. What I did was I stood there awkwardly, just smiled at him, and I left. I paid for my drink and I left. And this is where my issue of daydreaming began. Maladaptive daydreaming. I know it's a very serious thing to say, but I do experience it from time to time. It is quite under control for now, but it does happen to me. And changing that, how ironic, how funny, also happened once I accepted that, yes, I do daydream in a very, very extremely maladaptive way. So that's how I got it under control, right? My point is that instead of thinking of savage comebacks or trying to like daydream a situation that was favorable to me or trying to make sense of it, that, oh, he probably said it because, he cares about my health and, I'm a regular and this and that. I was like, fuck all that. Why do I care? It hurt me. It's hurting me right now. I felt triggered. I felt ashamed of myself. I felt extremely embarrassed. I felt like I was doing something wrong by buying Coke Zero from that store, from those people, almost every single day because of the way he said it to me. And I felt like I was all of a sudden looked at differently. I felt like a weirdo. I felt like an outcast. That's just how I felt. Because normally I try to reason with stuff. I bring in logic. I bring in rationality instead of just sitting with that ugly emotion. Let me reframe my words. Not ugly, but not really wanting to sit with the emotion. And that's resistance. Being logical, being rational, especially when the emotional side of your brain is like at an all time high, is resistance because you're resisting an emotion that you're just supposed to sit with because at the end of the fucking day, it's transient. Every single feeling passes, every single thought passes. So that's the point of the video. That had I just accepted the situation from the get go, I wouldn't have felt all those feelings the way I did. They could have subsided long, long back. But again, you connect the dots looking backwards, right? In hindsight. So that's what I realized 30, 40 minutes after that happened, that holy crap, like I'm rationalizing it. But I don't have to. I just have to sit with it. It hurts. I feel embarrassed. I feel cringy. I feel like I'm such a fucking weird. I feel like the whole world is looking weirdly at me, differently at me. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I accepted the situation in that moment that I felt that way. Can't help it. And funny how life works, right? Because I felt instantly better. I not only sat with the feelings, I also kind of verbalized them. I said those words, right? I feel embarrassed. I feel awful. I feel weird. I feel like the world is looking at me differently. I said those things out loud to myself, and my chest felt lighter. I validated myself rather than just resisting and avoiding those emotions and sort of like bringing in logic and rationality and so much more stuff. I just sat with it. That's all I needed to do, which I did for months, and it felt great. So, change comes from acceptance. Life is crappy. Life is crappy. It is. There's so much shit going on right now in my life, and all I do is fucking distract myself because it's too painful to accept. But again, again, paradox, irony, the more I do that, the worse it gets because I'm becoming intolerant to this, what's in front of me. But sure, the more I accept what's in front of me, it hurts like a motherfucker, it hurts like a bitch. But at least I'm becoming tolerant to it. I'm going to take steps to improve myself, which in turn is going to improve my life. I know this. I know all of it. I'm a master at all of it. But the application part is what really, really, really pisses me off because I don't apply it. Because when it actually is the time to apply those things, I like take a back seat, take 10 steps back because I get scared. And that's okay. Do it scared. I mean, does sadness hinder my ability to work out? No, it doesn't. I've been working out for almost 5 days consistently. I haven't skipped a day. Didn't feel like it. My body was sore. It hurt a lot. Just never really thought of it like that. I have a carpet here. Just started working out. So sometimes accepting life the way it is truly the way to go. It sucks. And there's not much I can do about it. In fact, at this point of my life, I can't really do anything about it. Life is the way it is, and that's that. Like, I have to make my peace with it. It's the not making my peace with it is what truly affects me. It's the resistance. All the emotional turmoil that we feel in life is due to the fact that we simply avoid or resist. They are all synonymous words. They're all synonymous to each other. We avoid or resist what is in front of us through addictions, through other stuff. I don't know. All I can think of is that I don't really abuse substances, and it's a sensitive topic, but I do daydream a lot because that's like the one coping mechanism I acquired long back, almost over a decade ago. And it used to give me so much dopamine. It still does. But I snap myself out of it because it's like, nah, I don't have to listen to my mind. I don't have to. I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to listen to my body. I'm supposed to take action, which is what's going to change my life. This is going to get me stuck in this loop forever. Same shit is going to keep happening. It's going to be different faces, different situations, different places, but the cycle is going to be the same. So I got to change. I'm the cycle breaker. And that can only happen through action, through groundedness in this present moment. Not staying in my head, staying outside in this outer physical reality. Outer is the reflection of the inner. I just need to solidify what's within. But I don't have to live within. I have to live here. This is the real world. My five senses. What I can taste, touch, hear, smell, feel, that's real. This isn't real. Because if you listen to this, we stay in this loop forever. This catches up to this. I gotta take action, which will become automatic on autopilot. And then my brain is gonna catch up to it. My mind, my brain, whatever you wanna call it, that's gonna catch up to it. It's not the other way around. Because if I keep listening to my mind, I'm never gonna get anywhere in life. And there's like a whole thing that I can talk about in terms of instant gratification, delayed gratification, but we all already know that. So, yeah, acceptance is truly the key to change. I have spoken of this in various other ways, and this was based on an incident that happened a couple of hours ago, and it really opened my eyes because as much as it hurts to accept, it also hurts just as much to fucking avoid it. It hurts even 10 times more than accepting it because now you're just making it worse for yourself. You're becoming so fucking intolerant to whatever is in front of you that when the time does come and when you will have to face it, because you will have to face it, just because you avoid problems doesn't make the problem go away. The problem's right there in front of you forever. The only way it goes away is when you deal with it. And the only way to deal with it is to literally just sit with it, deal with it. That's it. Apologies if the camera angle is slightly different. I had completed recording the video, but this is like one thing that I wanted to add, which I just remembered and is also like kind of important because, life is just a mirror of who we are. But for like those first 20-30 minutes, what's wrong with my hair? I was kind of blaming that guy who just like very politely asked me that, oh, you drink Coke every single day. I was like, how dare he said that to me? Who gave him the right to say that to me? I'm the one who's paying him, so why does he care? And I got really fucking offended. I was like, who the fuck is he to say that to me? Who the hell is he to say that to me? And of course, in that moment as well, I knew that I'm not supposed to blame anyone. And blaming someone is not gonna provide a solution to me because what he said to me and my reaction to it told me that there was something deep inside that I also believed to be true, which is why it triggered me, right? I could have easily just passed off that statement as, I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't have even thought about it, in all honesty. But that would have only happened had I not avoided that fucking situation before in other areas in my life. It's just the avoidance that has built up to a point where it's like every single thing that someone says or a situation that I come across, it starts feeling like an attack because I haven't processed it. Not in a way that I have to like sit and chant and like meditate for 5 hours a day. No, I just have to allow that feeling to pass through my body. I'm holding it hostage because it's like, oh, it's too painful to feel it. Well, so is avoiding it. Duh. My point is that there's no person to blame or God to blame or like a situation and like something external, because every reaction that you have tells you who you are. Why did I get triggered? Oh, I got triggered because I also believe it to be true. I believe that, yes, it is unhealthy for me, and I have other issues with my body image that were brought to the surface at the moment, and I felt really attacked. But it wasn't his fault. It was my own fault. Because, not really fault, my responsibility though. Because it's my job, it's my responsibility as someone who's animating this vessel, that I need to process those feelings. I need to allow myself to sit with those feelings. It's just the avoidance that's built up over time with so much repetition. So it's like everything feels like an attack, but it isn't. It's neutral in nature. My reaction tells me who I am. Had I just been someone who was okay with everything and I was just in full acceptance of whatever is and who I am and all that, I would have just, I wouldn't be talking here, right? That's the whole point. That's just the point that I'm trying to make, that we're all human, and there are so many things that we bury really, really deep inside within us, and that's okay. But then that doesn't help us, it does not really serve us in any capacity. Those things come up in life, later in life, and it just becomes difficult for us only to deal with situations because we ourselves haven't really processed those things. When I say processed, what I mean is we haven't accepted those parts of ourselves. And by acceptance, I don't mean, well, oh, I don't want to accept that I look like this. Cool. Accept that, yes, I do look like this. However, I don't have to look like this going forward. And for that, I'll have to take these 5 steps or 10 steps or like a million steps to change myself. So I'm going to do that so that I don't look like this. But for now, I do look like this. And there's nothing I can do about it. The decisions that I've been making until this point led me here. But if I change the trajectory of my life by taking different actions, I'm going to be who I want to be. But, however, this is who I am right now. This is how life is right now, and that's okay because it's all under my control. Of course, like all the external bullshit, what people say, what people think, I can't control that, and that's, to be frank, none of my business. But what I do is completely my business. And when I know I'm giving my best, I know I'm taking action. So whatever the fuck the world says is hardly gonna matter. That's just the truth. Try it and test it. Do it. You'll see. So yeah, I was angry at the guy. I was really mad. But then I realized that he didn't trigger me. There was some deep part of me that I did not accept or had not accepted yet, which is why I felt that way. Had I accepted it, as I said again, I wouldn't have felt the urge to record this or talk about it because it would have just passed me by like that. Just another comment by a random stranger. So that's about it. Long video, but it is what it is. I was editing the video, realized towards the end when I said that I haven't accepted this part of myself, this, that, all true, completely agree. Long story short, when I don't act in alignment with who I am, my true values, morals, principles, I will always feel agitated. I will always feel triggered because it's like, attack, attack, attack. That's how I will always feel. And that's something I was doing that wasn't in alignment. In my preferred reality, I don't really buy Coke Zero every single day anyway because I don't drink it that much. And I know it's like a whole spiritual thing that I'm talking about. Not really, though, because our actions make who we are, and that's identity, like state of consciousness. It's when you act in alignment with who you are, as in who you want to be, and you take those steps, any fucking person could say anything to you, you wouldn't give a fuck because it's like, I don't care. This is my goal. I'm doing whatever is needed to achieve it, and I'm taking those steps. And the same goes for the opposite. When you don't do that, because you would know, you cannot lie to yourself. Similarly, you cannot delude yourself into thinking that you're not giving your best because you are. And as I said, same for the other side. You can lie to yourself that, oh, I'm giving my best, I'm giving my best, but you're not. You know that. So every single thing that the world throws at you, be it a comment from a person or anything, I can't think of things right now, but anything, you will take it as an attack because you yourself are not acting in alignment, my friend. But when you do the things you said you would do, that is, keep promises to yourself, you wouldn't give a fuck. That's the whole point. When you do the things that you said you would do, you wouldn't care. But when you don't do that, every little thing bothers you. Your thoughts, emotions, comments from people, situations, life, everything. Keep promises to yourself, you're golden. Now, I think I'm done.